everyone, welcome back to the second channel. Today I am finally sitting down and talking about my 2022 on my main channel and this channel, giving a little recap, what I appreciated about 2022 and what I learned from it and everything. Like I said, this is very late. I know that I got caught up with so many other things, but yeah, let's get into it. So first up, I wanted to talk about my favorite videos that I made last year. So the ones that I've written down for January is the one I did on Janet Jackson's The Velvet Rope album, just talking about it song by song, things like that. I'm actually thinking about doing a revisiting of the album this year. I definitely think that I can improve upon that, expand, have more thoughts, so I probably will do that with, God, Stepchild, and Accept Me, maybe sometime this year, next year, so I really would like to do that. But I remember being happy whenever I did that video, so that's one that I've written down. And also my unpopular opinions, music edition that I did for that respective month. And that was the thing that blew up for me on TikTok, because like I said, what happened was that, I had posted the clip on TikTok about Mariah being the best singer-songwriter of all time, right? Didn't really gain that much traction. I was like, dang, I really feel like this had potential, And then I made my video on memoirs. I came back and I didn't have notifications on for TikTok at the time, but then it started gaining a little bit of traction, and then someone reposted that onto Twitter and it blew up on there overall as well. And so I was really thankful for that moment. And so yeah, I'd like to think that I have a pretty good idea of stuff that's like gonna blow up for me, stuff that has potential and everything. And so the way that I was able to do that over time was something that was really cool to me. I'm very thankful for that little moment. It helped me gain a fair amount of subscribers in that month, so that was a really nice moment for me. I gained some mutuals and stuff, so I really was appreciative for that moment and happy that everything turned out the way that it did. And so yeah, I'm happy about that. Thank you to the person who reposted it on Twitter and everyone who's interacting with it on TikTok. That really means a lot, and that was like my most popular TikTok for a while until it got overtaken. So for February, I've written down the video that I did reacting to the music videos for Aaliyah's One in a Million album. That was a really fun video to do. It was something that was cute. I like how the thumbnail turned out and everything. And the Aaliyah fans are so dedicated and cool and nice. One of the best fan bases I've come across whenever. And the views on that definitely rivals some album reactions that I've done or whatever. And like these music videos are 20 something years old, and so for the fact that it can do something like that just really shows how strong the fan base is. So I'm really happy with how it turned out overall. I really liked watching the music videos. I think it was a cool idea that I came up with. I'm happy that people enjoyed it, so I really liked doing that one. And then the other one that I've written down is a full moon revisit with me that I did for Brandy, and this was one that I posted on the 22nd of February at 2:22 p.m. That was something that's really cool just because that aspect about it, the album feels very futuristic. I was happy with how that video had turned out at the time. I had my little Reed hoodie on at that point. A very unappreciated album still. I don't really think that it gets its flowers, and I just made a TikTok about that recently. Finally posted it, even though I recorded it in January. I kept forgetting to post it. I haven't reposted it on my Twitter and it did well, so I'm happy with how that did. It was nice to have something on Brandy, and what a great album. For March, I have written down whenever I reacted to the music videos for Aaliyah's self-titled album, the compilation albums, and the Journey to the Past music video as well. Another really cute moment. Again, this did really nicely in the views, so I'm happy with it. I'm glad people suggested that I kind of just throw all those together. For April, I have written down whenever I did the album reaction to Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life. And like I said, basically the way that I came up on this video was I wanted to do something that was going to be a hit video, a successful video for me. And so yeah, that's like how I came up with like doing it. I'd never heard the album before. I heard a lot of great things about it. But I think that was like the longest footage that I had for a video that I did at the time. I'm pretty sure I had like 3 hours of footage from that. Of course, that includes like taking little breaks and stuff like that. And this is back when I used to film videos on my iPad and stuff like that. Like this was back then before I even got this camera. So but yeah, 3 hours of footage for that, which is definitely insane. It definitely took me some time to comb through and edit that how I would have liked. My first hour-long video on the channel as well. So I'm happy with that. The way that I have my reaction to that on camera for the first time, like it's just a special video, to have some things like that where it's like I can't believe that I had this recorded and I can just watch it back on any time. And so in that respect, I really wish I would have had reactions for whenever I listened to Mariah for the first time. But also I'm glad that I didn't, because I wasn't as good as expressing myself then as I am now, and I just would not have really gotten them deeply as I have listening to them so many times. So I'm really glad that I got to do that. I think Stevie Wonder is one of the best of all time, so I really enjoyed that video. So for May, I've written down my album reaction to the Harry Styles album, Harry's House. I remember I had a blast doing this one, and the album was completely different than what I could have expected, but it was just such a fun time. I'm happy with how it turned out overall and everything. And then I also have written down the rarities ranking that I did for Mariah, which is something that I quite enjoyed at the time. Again, I'm so harsh on myself, so now if I would have filmed the video, it just would have been completely different in expressing myself and looking at the camera more, but I mean, what can you do? It's already out there. For June, I have written down whenever I did a revisit with me on Mariah Carey's Butterfly album, and yeah, one of my favorite revisit with me's that I've done. Part of me wishes that I would have waited until I got this camera, because just like the lighting in that video was not the best. Like that's the only beef that I really have with that. Also, I messed up like a part whenever I was talking about listening to songs acapella. I put a clip in the wrong place and everything, but besides that, I'm happy with it for the most part. And like I said, I'm just very hard on myself, so of course I'm always gonna look at my videos like, oh, I should have done this, I should have said that, I should have edited this way, but like it is what it is. Like I said, having to upload that 12 times is definitely inexperienced because it kept getting copyrighted. It never happened to me as many times as it did with that video, but I really like how the thumbnail came across. I really like the shirt that I was wearing, and I really did the best that I could for that time. And I just had to remember that whenever I'm being so harsh on my past videos. I'm always growing, I'm always learning, I'm always doing the best that I can to make more videos, and I don't get to where I am now if I just didn't make a bunch of videos and, you know, learn along the way. So that's very important, but I'm happy with it. A lot of people ended up enjoying it, and that was definitely, you know, the hardest I've worked on a revisit with me, you know, at that point, I will say. So I'm thankful for it and everything. So for July, I have written down my Unpopular Opinions Music Edition Part 3. So I believe this is when I finally got like the other light in my room, and then I had to like learn to turn it facing the other way because the light would always dance in my eyes, and that was very annoying, but at least I figured that out. So that's definitely something that I learned. But I remember having such a fun time doing that video, and I'm hoping to film my next one sometime this month. I know that I told you guys it'll be last month this month. I really want to film another one because I have like probably like 20 written down, and usually I say enough of them to where I'm like, okay, like I've said my piece, and then I'll just use the rest of them for next time. But I have a fair amount of stuff that I really want to talk about with the music industry, so hopefully I can get another one out this month, and if not this month, next month. But I really would like to do another one. Like those videos particularly, I have the best time recording those. I always look forward to the next one, so I'm excited to do another one of those. And I also have ranking Mariah areas. So like I said with this video, it was definitely something that was a challenge just in terms of the editing. I had so many pictures from MariahCareyNetwork.com or whatever it's called, and so yeah, just like editing those in and trying to find the right ones and stuff like that, and making sure it was right, like staying up. And I uploaded it a few times and I messed it up and everything. It was definitely an interesting idea. Again, now looking back, I would have expanded upon it more because I'm like, I should have said this, I should have done that, but it is what it is. It was a creative idea. I'm glad I did it. For August, I have written down my favorite debut albums of all time video that I did. I am really thrilled with how this one turned out. Like I said, it was something that I planned to do in March. I didn't end up doing it. I kept pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off. So for me to do it in August, I think that it turned out really nicely. And a lot of stuff that I said I didn't even have written down. It was kind of just spontaneous moments. I'm thrilled with how that video turned out. Looking back on it, I would have added Harry Styles' debut. The only reason I didn't was because he said it felt like it really wasn't him and stuff like that. So I was kind of like hesitant, but I look, he should have added that on. So I will admit that for sure. But I'm really thrilled with how that turned out, all the detail and stuff. And yeah, one of my favorite videos to this day. So I'm happy with that one. I want to do the sophomore one sometime this year. I just haven't had the time to re-listen to all the albums I want on my list, narrow it down and everything, and that's more of a difficult task because there's so many strong sophomore albums out there. I don't know how many spots that I want to do for it, but yeah, I want to do that this year. But I'm really happy with this debut video that I did, and I also really like the one that I did for the singles as well. September, I've written down my Let's Talk About Damita Jo video that I did on Janet, and I remember this one being such a struggle to film. Sometimes I sit down and record videos and I struggle so much just even saying the intro and then the rest of the video, so I remember really struggling doing this one, but it was a great video to do. I feel like the album is very underrated overall, and I had a fun time doing it. I like how the thumbnail turned out, and this is something where, you know, seeing another YouTuber that I like, the Calvin Michaels guy that I've talked about a couple times, but the fact that his thumbnails aren't just, you know, him sitting there smiling, like it's actual movement and stuff like that, I like that. It makes it more dynamic. So that was kind of the start of me not always having me, you know, sitting down smiling or whatever in like the sit down videos and stuff like that. I wanted to have something that was more dynamic and stuff. Definitely credit that to him for sure, but I'm happy with that video. And then I also have my Unpopular Opinions Music Edition Part 4 written down. Like I said, I had planned to do like some reactions and stuff that day. I didn't like how anything was turning out. I said, let me do this. And normally whenever I'm doing a talking video, I have in mind, okay, I'm doing a talking video. And so it's kind of like prepared in my mind. But again, for like this specific case, I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna have to try and do this one, see how it turns out. Really thrilled with how that one turned out. And I'm pretty sure this is the one that I was saying, like, you have to get over the fact that Beyonce is not going to be giving us Halo for the 80th time and stuff like that. And that was something that did well for me on TikTok. So I'm happy that that was able to do something. For October, I have my revisit with me on Mariah Carey's Daydream album written down. And so this one was so much fun to do. Again, it was a lot to try to write it and try to have everything together. And of course, there's still things that I could have added and everything. And I wish that I would have had like my camera angled differently and everything because it just like wasn't the best and whatever. There's like too much like space above me and it looks like I'm like right here. So I definitely wish I would have like fixed that more. And I made more of a conscious effort to have better posture because my posture sucks and whatever. So it like looks better in the video. So that's definitely something that I've worked on, and I personally credit that video for that. But overall, I remember going to shoot that video, and again, it was something that was like so difficult to do because, you know, like our dog was barking in the background almost the entire time. So I had to be very strategic with the editing and everything like that. I got copyright claimed a few times, but not as many as the butterfly video. But yeah, I feel like I was able to have a lot of detail on the album, especially my theory that I kind of like workshopped out there about how she's able to make some concessions on Daydream and stuff. And I don't really think I'd ever heard anybody talking about that. You know, that was like a little theory that I had. So I'm happy with how I was able to flesh it all overall. And I really love uploading videos on Halloween. I've decided every year, as long as I'm making videos, I'm gonna upload my reviews with me on Halloween. I just love the vibes of Halloween. You know, it's not one of my favorite holidays, but you know, just the pure vibe of it all and uploading videos on the day. I really enjoyed it. I I uploaded a video last year on Halloween. I'm gonna keep doing it, you know? All the revisit with me's are gonna come on Halloween. And yeah, I need to do more revisit with me's. I'm a little bit behind in that. Obviously, I know I'm gonna go back to doing those. I just gotta figure out everything, and there's other videos that I wanted to do, so those are kind of taking a backseat for the moment. But of course, I'll be bringing them back. But I was really happy with how the thumbnail turned out. You know, how the album cover, you have the WMAG moment and stuff. So I was happy with that and the views. And one of my favorite revisit with me's that I've done at this point, only because like I had the camera and everything, I think that makes it a lot better. But I was really happy with how the video turned out on the whole. One of my favorite thumbnails that I've done, one of my favorite videos that I've done, period. And so that's my thoughts there. For November, I have written down the Young, Gifted, and Black album reaction that I did on Aretha Franklin. Very pleased with the thumbnail on this one. Again, had to get it just right, but I really liked, you know, the Harry Styles merch that I had on for it. I like the aesthetics. I was really happy to listen to the album and get another moment that I'm glad that I had it on camera. So I really like this one and how it turned out. And I'm glad that, you know, I'm uploading the Aretha reactions and that people are really enjoying them. Like I said, I didn't see anyone else like really doing them for albums at least. So I'm happy that people are watching them, they're enjoying them, and they're getting to see me experience Aretha's catalog, you know, in real time. I think that's very cool. So I really enjoyed how the video turned out. And I also like the video whenever I predicted who was going to win for the Grammys and everything. Like I said, the comments in there are always immense. The BTS fans don't understand that K-pop is just not my thing. I'm not going to give it a try. I've listened to K-pop songs. It's just not my bag. So they're always down up in my comments, and you know, the Camila stands for mad because I call her racist. Like, a spade is a spade. That woman's racist. I don't care. You can go to all the quote-unquote racist therapy you want. Like, she's a racist. I don't care. And you have a good comeback for that. But my comments always tend to like get nasty for that. So it doesn't really shake me at that point. It is what it is. But it definitely did better in views than I expected. It even surpassed like the year before, which was unexpected. I learned that those videos get more views than the actual review of the Grammys, which is something that's very telling. But I'm happy with that overall. And of course, the like ratio on that was crazy, but it is what it is. It kind of comes with the territory. And now, lastly, on to December. So I have written down my revisit with me that I did on Mariah Carey's Merry Christmas album. I definitely think that this is the best revisit with me that I did. And I liked having, you know, the Joy to the World moment in there. I got copyrighted a few times and stuff like that, but you know, I'm happy with how it turned out. You know, it's my favorite Christmas album of all time, and I just really liked uploading that video. So I'm very thrilled with how it did overall, and I love how the thumbnail turned out. I think everything on that was great, so I'm very happy with that at this moment. And then lastly is going to be my unpopular music opinion part 5, and again, another one that I really love. And yeah, and I'm just thrilled with how that one turned out, and again, those videos are so much fun to do. And now let's go over a recap for my main channel and my second channel in terms of the views. So it says for my main channel, I got 74,862 views, and I also got 3.4k watch hours, which is decent, and 373 subscribers. And overall, I'm really blown away with this because I was able to beat the year previously. I think I got like 62.4k, and I think I got like 315 subscribers and like a little bit of less watch time. So I was really thrilled with that, but I worked very hard in 2022. I've loaded over 140 videos overall. I think that's accounting for both channels, but yeah, especially in October, that was like the hardest that I have ever worked on YouTube and stuff, like uploading that many videos and just getting so many videos done in like that time. I was proud of myself, but definitely kind of like burnt me out for a bit. So I definitely wanted to have that stated, but yeah, I'm just really proud of what was able to be done, and thank you guys so much for supporting and liking and commenting and sharing the videos and everything that you guys do to show support, because I definitely would not be here without you guys, and I always want to give thanks to you guys because that really does mean everything to me. So I was just really thrilled with the growth of the channel, what I was able to learn with it overall, and yeah, it was just very positive. And yeah, 74,000 views is nothing to sneeze at, so thank you guys so much for your continued support, and it just really means the world to me. So I'm really thrilled with the growth of the channel in 2022. And now I have the stats for the second channel pulled up. I got 10.3k views, 320.1 watch time for the hours, and I got 73 new subscribers. And yeah, I'm happy with it. This was whenever I was like, okay, like I need to start uploading at least once a month on my second channel. And there are times where I'm able to upload more and stuff in terms of that. So I'm happy that I was able to start taking it more seriously to finally find what I wanted to do. That was the hardest part for me with this channel, because I'm like, what am I going to do on here? How am I going to revive it? But once I figured that out and everything, it was really just smooth sailing. And I'm glad with how the videos on here do generally. I really like sharing my creative process. I like listening to stuff, you know, a little bit later. And yeah, just like has its own pockets. So once I figured out how to work everything out, I was really pleased with it, you know, and I'm just really thrilled with how both channels have been able to do for 2022. And again, thank you guys so much for the support. It really means everything to me, and I just say that as much as I can because, you know, without you guys, I don't get to where I am. So I really have to appreciate that. I want to get into things that I learned in 2022, you know, the things that really stood out to me the most, things I wish I would have learned sooner, and things like that. So first up, having an actual camera for my videos and a microphone makes a huge difference. I cannot stress it enough. I really wish wish I would have upgraded at the beginning of the year. The reason it took me so long to upgrade was someone saying like, oh, you shouldn't upgrade until like you make money off your videos, like one of the YouTubers that I used to watch and such. So I kept that with me. I was like, you know what, I won't upgrade for the longest time. I really wish I would have upgraded at the beginning of the year because like I said, there's videos that I've done that I really like the video, but the quality, I wish it would have been better, like the butterfly revisit with me that I did, for example. So I wish that I would have upgraded at the beginning of the year and everything, but hey, I'm just happy that I upgraded it all. I literally use this for all my videos. The microphone is such good quality. It's literally like a night and day difference. And yeah, and I just upgraded it for like so many different reasons. I was just tired of the quality not being the best. I wanted to have better audio and like all those kinds of things. And so I'll kind of touch more on those reasons in like my next video, like a little bit more. But yeah, I'm just happy with how everything turned out. And you know, looking back at these videos and my old videos, there's a night and day difference, especially with just the audio alone. And then you add in the video and everything. And yeah, I'm just really thrilled with having it. One of the best purchases that I made. And so yeah, definitely don't cheap out on stuff like this. I, you know, made sure I got a camera that worked for me. I did my own research on it. Made sure that I got a microphone that I thought was going to be good. I didn't want to cheap out on stuff like that. I love that this microphone turns itself on, and I cannot tell you guys how much that has really helped me. There's multiple times where I've sat down, I just hit record and I started doing it. And if I would have cheaped out on the microphone, then I would have had no audio and I would have been upset, especially if I would have recorded like a reaction for something, you know, that would have sucked because that's unusable, really. So I really think that that was a huge stepping stone for me, and I think that the production value of videos is everything. And, you know, combining that with the lighting, you know, the new lights that I got, that was definitely helpful for sure. And, you know, the editing, that was a big point. So I really wish I would have upgraded at the beginning of the year. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. And I'm just so thankful that I did it, and just something that I use all the time. Also, this little teleprompter setup that I'm using right now has been very, very helpful to me. I'm glad I was able to do it once I figured it out and stuff like that. And so in terms of the lighting, like I said, I did get one new light last year, which helped. And then I did get like this ring light. And so basically, like I said, what's really annoying is like the noises that I make sometimes that you hear in the video. And I did actually buy another light. It was like a box light that I tried to use, but it was just like a lot bigger than I was like expecting. It took up so much space in like the room and everything, and the quality wasn't even half as good as the ring light. So I'm using the ring light right now. If you guys know any other lights that are like, you know, maybe better than this one, you know, let me know, because I want to upgrade my lighting. I feel like I can do so much better in terms of that. But yeah, that's kind of like what happened in terms of lighting situation. I did try to upgrade, it just like didn't really come to fruition, but I'm happy with the lighting. You know, works good enough for me at this point. Next up is that hair gel definitely makes a difference and everything, and yeah, it just looks a lot better like this versus what I was doing before. And also I like switched hair products like multiple times, so that definitely helped me as well, just making sure my hair looks good and presentable and how I want. And of course, having curly hair, like they say, you can do everything the exact same way every time, but your hair is going to do what it wants to do. But using new products and stuff definitely helped me a lot. I like how my hair looks a lot better now, so I'm appreciative of that. And then also something that makes a huge difference is looking more directly at the camera. Sometimes I look too much on my phone and stuff like that, so that's why the teleprompter is helping me right now, because, you know, I have my notes, I'm reading it off of that, so that definitely helps. And sometimes I still do use my phone a little bit, but you know, the teleprompter is a huge game changer, like I was saying. So looking more directly at the camera, having that focus and stuff definitely helps. And it's harder because sometimes I think I'm looking at the camera right here, and then it's like I'm not really, like, I'm ever so slightly off, so that kind of like bothers me in terms of that. And then, you know, with my iPad, I feel like it was like simpler to do that, so that's definitely something that is very important to me. And I want to do a revisit with me on Rhythm Nation, and half of that is because I wasn't looking at the camera as much and I was like looking down too much on my phone, so I wanted to revisit with me on that for sure. And like I said, I probably will do one for the Velvet Rope at some point for sure this year, so that's definitely something that's worth noting. That makes such a huge difference. Also, the color correction feature on Final Cut Pro, the balance color, the match color, that is a huge lifesaver, because, you know, I have my lighting or whatever, and if I like had a moment whenever I showed you guys how it looks before I throw it on and then after I throw it on, and you guys would be like, wow, this is such a huge difference. So you know what, I'll do that right now. Here's going to be how it looks like right now, and it's going to have none of the correction on it. This is just going to be how it looks whenever I'm first looking at the video before I throw it on. So you guys are seeing that right now. Now I'm going to throw it back on, and now you guys can see the huge difference that it makes. And yeah, I started doing it because of the Beyonce Renaissance video, their album reaction, I'm pretty sure, and I just kept doing it after that, and it makes such a big difference. So I really love it. It looks a lot better, it looks a lot cleaner, so I'm really glad that I adapted onto that feature. Again, I wish I would have done it earlier, but hey, you learn some new stuff every day. Another thing is moving photos to like the top corners of the, you know, video definitely makes it a lot better and kind of like to the edge. Sometimes I do mess it up and it's not exactly how I'd like, but it's just another cleaner look and stuff like that. Look at some of my editing choices and I'm like, why did I edit stuff this way? It doesn't make any sense. And so, you know, seeing again that YouTuber, the Calvin guy, who I really like, you know, do stuff like that, I was like, you know what, I should really try this. So I adapted that on for my video, made it better. So that's definitely something that's a huge change that I really like. Another thing is I feel like I got better as an editor, and there's always new stuff that I learn in terms of like making the text white, or like transitions, or just like little tricks that I've been learning watching other people's videos or tutorials, or just messing around with the program itself. And the only way to get better at stuff really is to just keep practicing it and to keep honing on your craft. Because I remember whenever I started with Final Cut Pro, it was so difficult for me. I went back to iMovie, and like I said, I had that moment with the Evermore video that I did and it's saving in 720p. I was like, I really have to force myself to learn Final Cut Pro again. I think I would have forced myself to learn it, but it just would have taken me longer. And so yeah, just like putting in the effort and stuff, and it took me a second, but now that I have it, I have it. It's so much more intuitive than iMovie and stuff like that. And so yeah, like basically for like the entire year I was using it. And so Final Cut Pro has just saved me so much time, a lot of frustration. Sometimes it is frustrating to work with because, you know, it crashes or it doesn't work as fastly as I would like. But 90% of the time it does exactly what I need to do, and I figured out how to edit for my liking. I'm sure that there's more transitions and stuff that I can learn. But at this point in time, I don't want to learn them and everything just because editing itself already takes me long enough. I'm happy with the quality of my stuff, and you know, it already takes me long enough to edit my videos, so throwing that on will take me more time. I'm not opposed to learning in the future, but now I edit in a way that works for me, and I'm happy with that. And I adapted this new editing technique which has helped me a lot, which is basically like I'll have, you know, thrown it in the editor, and so let's say I'm doing an album reaction, for example, I'll edit one song, and then after I'm finished editing that song, I'll go and watch it back and make sure that it's good, there's no changes that I want to make onto it, move on to the next song and such and such. And like for talking videos, I'll edit like one section, I'll watch back on it and see if there's anything I want to do it instead of what I used to do. What I used to do basically was that I would edit the entire video, I'd watch it back and just like make edits all the way throughout that. And that doesn't work for me. You know, I make YouTube videos and it's so ironic because I have such a short attention span. I don't know how any of this stuff works. Please do not ask me. But it's just like, yeah, like, and I think because I make the videos and like all the editing and stuff, it's just like I get so tired of my videos by the time I'm like watching them back and editing them and putting them out and everything, you know, for you guys to see, because, you know, I'm the one, you know, dealing with all that stuff before you guys even see it. Like there's so much work that goes in there you guys don't even see, which is kind of why I like to have these like moments where I'm showing you guys the behind the scenes and stuff like that. But you know, kind of dealing with that, it's just like I noticed that I have a short attention span and there's just so many things that I like missed on, and I'm like, oh, I should have fixed this moment. So by just like cutting up the video into smaller chunks and whatever, it allows me to focus more on it, and I don't make nearly as many mistakes as I did in the past. So that helps me way more, and I wish I would have adopted that technique earlier. I believe I adopted it in December for one of the videos that I did. I do that for every video now, and it helps me so much more. So that's definitely something that I feel like has saved me a lot of time, and I'm a lot more confident in uploading my videos now and feeling like, okay, I probably didn't mess anything up now because of the new technique. So that's definitely something that I'm really glad that I adapted. The next thing is I learned how to save the frame in Final Cut Pro from one of the videos that I watched. So basically, whenever I used to make the thumbnail, I would go on my program, I'd find the part I wanted to be the thumbnail, I would screenshot it on my computer, and then I would have to crop it and whatever, and it just takes more time. But if you just learn the save frame feature, then it just automatically saves it. You don't have to do any cropping, and it's better quality, and it's just a lot easier. So I'm glad I learned how to do that based off of a YouTube video that I did. And you know, for those who do make videos, definitely watch people who talk about editing videos or video tricks and stuff like that all the time. You might think that you know everything, but you probably don't. There's always something new to learn and something that can help you in your workflow. So I was really glad that I was able to learn that because it was just so much easier. Another thing is I feel like I got better as a writer for my videos, and also just expressing my thoughts in general. I just feel a lot more confident in expressing my opinion, and also just making sure that they're more well thought out and explaining them in a way that makes sense, because sometimes I watch my videos back and I'm like, you know, this makes sense to me. I know that I get what I'm talking about, but other people aren't going to get it. That's why sometimes I have to go in, I have to throw over a voiceover and stuff like that. But now I feel a lot better talking on the fly and being more confident and just having more complex opinions that I'm able to flush out. And you know, I definitely think that that just comes from making so many videos. So now it's just a lot more easier for me to digest albums and break things apart than it was in the past. I'm also a very analytical person in general. I am a Scorpio, and there is something that goes into that. I just really analyze everything deeply. And the more that I've been making videos and the more that I'm working on it and just analyzing things in general, I have gotten better because I put in the effort into doing so. Yeah, people like tell that to me and I'm like, you don't understand how many videos I've had to do just to get to this point. I've had to keep working on it. It's very important to me. Just like working on it individually, like really trying to think and try to deconstruct everything in my mind. Just like seeing in a certain way, other people deconstruct certain things. There's always something you can learn. But I'm just really proud with the way that I was able to push my pen, you know, this past year for 2022. I feel like I just like kept getting better in regards to that, expressing my thoughts. Like I said, I do have more confidence in the regard. So I'm happy with that, and I do take pride in writing my videos. But even though it's a lot of work doing everything myself, I really don't feel like I could have it any other way. I just really like coming up with a vision, doing the video myself, editing it, and putting it out exactly how I want to. If you throw other people in that, a lot of times it's going to dilute your vision and what it's supposed to be. So I'm really happy with, you know, the work that I've done on myself, you know, as a writer, expressing my thoughts, as a personality. And yeah, I feel like more of my personality is showing off the more videos that I make and stuff. That's very important to me. So I'm happy with how far I've come in that regard. Another thing that I've written down is that I've definitely mellowed out. Like I look back at some of my old videos and I'm like, wow, I talked way too fast. And I know this is a common thing that I talk about, and people have told me this before multiple times, like, oh, you talk too fast. Again, it's a thing of cadence. I've adjusted to that. But like even watching some of my old videos, I'm like, wow, you talked way too fast. But definitely mellowed out a lot more, but in a way that makes sense, in a way that's grounded. You know, you can still hear my thoughts and my passion for it all. I think that that's very important. So I'm happy with how I mellowed out and how I'm showing more of my personality. And like I said, I'm multifaceted. There's like different sides of my personality and stuff like that. So I feel like that's really showing in the more videos that I do, and I'm happy with that. Again, I've written down that I'm really thrilled with how the second channel performed. Another thing I've written down is don't compare my journey to others. And this is a big thing for me because, you know, there's going to be sometimes where you see certain people in your field doing whatever, and you know, they're more successful than you, and you think, you know, why are they there and I'm here or whatever. And it's just so important important to, you know, say, and I have to tell this to myself, I'm on my own journey, I'm doing my own thing, I'm making my own kinds of videos. Not everyone's gonna gravitate towards me, that's fine. The people that like me, the people that don't. And, you know, there's nothing that I can do about it. I'm not willing to change myself to, you know, cater to a certain audience. If you enjoy what I do, great. If you don't, you don't. And yeah, I'm just like on my own journey. I'm carving my own path. I don't know what's gonna happen. So it's just so important to look at how am I doing in reference to my past self, because there's always going to be someone who's more successful than you, like whatever benchmark, and if you're constantly chasing that, you're never going to be happy with what you're doing. And I'm happy with the way that I'm doing it. There's just certain, you know, artists or whatever that I personally don't want to talk about, and it's just not my personal cup of tea. It doesn't matter how popular they are, if I don't like the music, if I don't like you as a person, or both. I'm just not going to jive with that, you know. And sure, that can sacrifice me some views and stuff like that, but I don't care. I'm not willing to sacrifice my morals just because something can be successful for me. And so yeah, that's definitely something that's important, worth noting, and all I can do is just compare myself to what I've done in the past and say, you know what, I'm proud of this, how can I improve and stuff, and that's very important to me. So that's a huge lesson that I think I've learned in the past year. Another thing that I've written down is TikTok was very helpful to me, and I feel like I adopted it at the right time, and it was something that's crucial because I feel like as I was starting to be happier with the videos that I was cranking out and stuff, TikTok was right there to like kind of aid me and stuff like that. I was learning my way, and so I'm really happy at when I adopted it. I think that it was a good time for me, and just it helps so much in promoting my videos and stuff because there's multiple people who have found me throughout TikTok and they watch me now and stuff. It's a really good tool in terms of like promotion and stuff like that and just getting myself out there, so I'm happy at when I adopted it. Another thing is I had to decide what to do with my TikTok account because I had it for a while, and one day I was like, you know what, I just have to put myself out there. I just have to start posting clips of my videos on there and just see what happens, stuff like that. I think I was intimidated because, you know, people can be rude on TikTok and such like that, but I really shouldn't have let that, you know, hold me back and stuff like that. So like once I got over that, and then I also was like, okay, let me start filming stuff for TikTok, but I was like, okay, what do I film? And I was able to find stuff that I wanted to do, you know, that TikTok that I did on Mariah's Caution album, for example, talking about how underrated that it was, talking about the Billboard charts and stuff like that. So like once I found my groove and stuff to do with that and just talking about news in general, that also really, you know, kicked open a door for me as well, because you guys content on there that isn't on my YouTube channel. And so that was very important to me because I didn't want it to just be rehashing all of that. And, you know, that's helped me grow my following a lot. You know, now I have 1,000 followers on TikTok, you know, over that, and that's really cool. So once I decided what I wanted to do with my account and all that stuff, things just got a lot better for me. And, you know, I have people that follow me just on TikTok. They're just interested in what I do there, which is cool. There's people, I'm sure, who likes my TikToks and they also like my videos. So it's been a really good thing to get me out there as well. So I really appreciate TikTok, and, you know, I had to, you know, learn it. My sister, I talked with her and like, okay, how do you do this? And she taught me a lot of things about it, but also part of it was just working on it myself and, you know, just being like, okay, what do I want to put out there? And just really thinking about it. And so I'm happy with my TikTok. I'm trying to be more consistent on there at the moment, but I'm glad that I adopted it when I did. I also learned to choose a song and put that on mute so it hopefully gets out to more people. I learned the right hashtags to use and stuff like that, which has been a big game changer for me. I'm using that to promote my Twitter spaces as well, which is helpful. And now I'm even starting to repost my TikToks onto Twitter and kind of cross promote both of those platforms at the same time. And some stuff you just can't really fit into a tweet or you can't make into a YouTube video. So I've been having a lot of fun with TikTok. It's really kind of exercising my creative muscle because, you know, there used to be just a limit where it's 3-minute videos. So trying to squish in everything into a 3-minute video is really hard. Now there's 10-minute videos. I don't know how often I'm going to use that feature because the entire point of TikTok to me is just making short form content. If I want to make long form content, I'll just do something on my channels, you know what I'm saying? So I will use that feature occasionally, you know, but overall, I've been able to do a lot of creative stuff on there. I've been able to find some cool mutuals on there, and so I'm happy with it. I'm going to keep growing the platform, and I just think it's really cool what you're able to do with TikTok and the people you're able to find and all that stuff. And sometimes TikToks, you know, inspire YouTube videos or they inspire a tweet or vice versa. So, you know, being able to cross promote on all these different platforms and bring them together is something that's really helped me in general, so I'm glad that I adopted it. Another thing that I've written down is I'm proud that I made so many videos in 2022. Again, I was really able to stretch myself and just see everything that I was capable of. And I did do 2 videos every single week the entire year. It took a lot of dedication, you know, on my part. Some stuff I have privated because, you know, maybe the artist did something that I didn't like or I wanted to take it down or whatever. That's definitely something that's worth noting, but every week I did 2 videos without fail. And so, you know, me being able to have that consistency and show up time and time again and, you know, edit that many videos, I'm proud of myself for doing that. You know, like I said, I do everything for all of my videos. So I'm happy that I was able to do it in that respect. Sometimes I did even 3 or 4 videos a week, you know, so to be able to do that on 2 separate channels, doing everything myself, I'm proud of that. You know, I was really able to stretch, so that's definitely something worth noting. And, you know, I feel like I only scratched the surface of what I'm capable of. I have so many different kinds of videos that I want to make. Like, I want to make videos for every kind of mood, and like I just have so many ideas for like album reactions or album reviews or Twitter spaces or just stuff like that, because I want to really stretch myself creatively and just like do different things and push myself out of my comfort zone and just try a lot of things and see, you know, how I feel about it, how you guys feel about it. Like, it's very important to me. It's so important to me to always grow and feel like I am improving and stuff like that, and I'm just always wanting to, you know, try new things. So I'm happy with what I was able to try out in 2022. I'm happy with what I'm able to try now with the Twitter Spaces and, you know, different stuff I've been doing. I'm going to keep expanding on that. I just have a video that I want to have like for every mood, for every kind of vibe, like just so many different things I want to tap into and so many ideas, you know, thrown away. I want to start interviewing people and stuff like that, like just so many things, and I don't want to spill too much. But yeah, I think I was able to do a lot of cool stuff in 2022. 2023, I want to expand on that. I want to grow creatively. Also, in terms of making videos for every kind of mood, you know, the 30 album reaction was kind of giving me like a speakeasy kind of moment and stuff. But yeah, just like so many kinds of videos I want to do. Another thing I want to say is I feel like I've grown so much mentally, and I always talk about this every year. I don't want to get too corny, but I will just leave it there. I feel like that's been a big point for me. And also, like I said, working on my posture, sitting up straight is very important to me, and that helps a lot with the thumbnails and stuff like that. So that's definitely something that I've worked on throughout my videos. And then lastly, this is a point that I kind of touched on, but overall, I'm more confident in myself. I'm more confident in my ideas and stuff like that. And it's really nice to know that whatever I come up with, at least like 10 or 20 people are going to watch the video. And you know, that means a lot to me. So I wanted to say that, and I'm just happy with the stuff that I'm able to crank out and the way that I'm able to do it and stuff like that. And just the way that I'm able to express myself creatively is very big to me. And I feel like the YouTube channels really show off my creativity. All the ideas and stuff, like all the stuff is just really fun for me. It really is. It can be a pain to put everything together in terms of the editing, which is something that I hate and I will say over and over again. But I really like putting ideas together, making them, and then seeing them come to fruition in the end. And that's why I just keep making videos and stuff like that. And now to my goals for 2023. So one of my biggest goals was for me to make more talking videos. And I felt like last year I just didn't make enough of them, and I don't make enough of them in general. A lot of times I end up doing reactions, and the reason, like I've said before, is because they're just so much easier to do. Because, you know, I just sit down, I listen to the album, I edit it, and then I go. I don't have to prepare and, you know, write all the stuff or come up with all these like concepts and stuff and just like really flesh it out. It's just like a completely different thing that's like harder to explain. You know, reactions, I'm just coming up with my thoughts in the moment based off of what I'm receiving. And if I do a review, I want to take more time to write it out, make sure that I'm fleshing it out, and just make it the best that I can. And so it's just more intricate and stuff like that. So that's definitely something that I want to do more of this year. I want to have more of the Twitter Spaces moments with other people, interacting with other people and showing different sides of my personality and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. Like I said, I think I'm a lot funnier whenever I'm interacting with other people. It's a lot different here because I'm just talking to myself and you guys are receiving it whenever you watch the video. Interacting with other people is fun for me to get to hear other people's opinions and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm just funny when I interact with other people, so I really like that aspect about it. So I appreciate that, but I also appreciate making videos by myself because I can't control what other people say or do or whatever. Like, that's a completely separate thing. So I really value both. So I really wanted to expand on doing more album reviews this year and all that kind of stuff, just like so many other creative ideas and like lists and stuff like that that I'd really like to share with you guys. And so it's very important for me to do stuff like that. I feel like for me personally, those videos have more replay value. I know that you guys like the reactions. I'm gonna keep doing them and stuff like that. This year I feel like I've been gravitating already more towards like reactions and stuff like that, just because there's been albums that came out that I really wanted to listen to and stuff. And so I've just been happening to film those whenever I sit down to actually film a video for you guys. And then, you know, the Twitter Spaces do kind of supplement, you know, the talking videos, you know, and respect to that. You do have those moments, and I do have other talking videos that I want to do. I just have to sit down and write them. And so that's like the struggle with me because like the Paramore song running out of time, I never have enough time to do what I want to do. So it just takes a lot of time for me to come up with concepts to see how I want to flesh it out, because sometimes I come up with concepts and I'm like, oh, I should film a video for this. Then I'm like, oh, what if I did a space on this? Oh, maybe I should do both. How should I do that? And the organization of everything is very important to me. That's why I have an entire calendar, and that's why I try my best to, you know, plan things out. And, you know, if I do a space, I'm gonna make sure that I show up in everything because people are depending on me to be there, and I really believe it's important to be reliable and stuff like that because yeah, like I'm making this entire thing, people are expecting me to be there and show up. Very important to me to do that overall. So yeah, there's moments where it's like I don't know if I should do a space on something, if I should do a video on something. Should I do a space on something I've already done a video on? Should I upload that? Like that's very much a conflict in my mind. But overall, more sit down videos this year must come than last year. That is a huge goal for me, and I still really do believe in that. Let me know if you guys prefer one more or the other. I did a poll, I think it was like sometime last year, asking, and I think the results were pretty even. I'm gonna do a poll again though. I'm gonna do a poll again. Maybe it'll be out before this video or maybe at the same time on like the main channel. I just want to see where you guys' heads are at and stuff, because while I do enjoy the reactions, like I said, sit down videos for me personally do have more replay value. They're just harder because I have to rate them and really flesh them out and stuff. Really depends, but that's a huge priority for me still, and I really want to have more of those in the reaction videos out this year, but we'll see. Also, I've written down that I want to be more creative in my talking videos, like I was kind of talking about earlier. I want to have more discussions with other people and stuff like that. Another thing I've written down is to stick to doing one video a week for most weeks, and like I already talked about, doing 2 2 videos a week, it is just a lot to do, a lot to edit and stuff, and it's just like you can never really catch up because it's like almost as soon as I finish filming one video, I'm already filming the next one, and it still kind of feels that way at certain points because I'm just always working at something. I'm just a creative person, and so even if I like finally finish a video, like even if I'm not doing another video, I probably have a space coming up, or I always have something coming up, so it's very overwhelming, especially with 2 videos. Like it's just a lot to catch up and feel like, okay, I need to catch my breath, right? And so it's just really important to me to just do 1 video a week for most weeks, just so I can give myself a little bit of a break to, you know, write more stuff and to, you know, do more things and stuff. You don't get the Mariah deep dive video if I, you know, was actually sitting actively filming 1 video every single week. Like that's just not possible because it's just gonna take me longer to edit and stuff like that. My SD card was already full, like I told you guys, so I was not gonna be comfortable filming a video again until I finished editing the video and everything was good with my SD card. Because what I don't want to happen is to throw all the footage onto my computer and be like, okay, let's delete it, and then like I have like one part from my SD card that I forgot to put in the video or stuff like that, or things go wrong, I need to reload it onto my computer, or I need to back it up because I back up all my videos, all those things. So you don't get that 1 video without me, you know, just doing the spaces and taking minimal time to upload that and things. So yeah, it's just something that's really time consuming and very physically exhausting, you know, staying up late all the time to edit these videos and churn them out and stuff. And you know, coming with ideas can be very challenging in itself, which is why I took the conscious effort to just make 1 video a week. And you know, I'll admit some videos are filler. There's like multiple videos I've done because it's just like, okay, like I need to get a video out for this moment in time, like here's a quick concept, like let me throw it together and stuff like that. And you know, there's some videos that I look back on, I'm like, would I film that video if I didn't feel, you know, pressure in myself to do a video this week? No, I wouldn't have done that, you know, and that's like on me because I'm the only one putting my pressure on myself to, you know, do all this stuff and whatever. So it was like partially that, like I just want to take more time on my videos and be more proud of my videos in the long term, and that's why I'm also doing less videos. So yeah, in addition to just wanting to make more quality videos, also to put less of a strain on myself, you know, physically, mentally, you know, creatively and stuff like that, which it can be. And like you guys saw, there are weeks where I do upload 2 or 3 times a week. It depends on what's coming out. It depends on what I want to do. Sometimes I'll do a space and I'll upload that. It really depends. So I'm not, you know, just strict on being like, okay, 1 video always. Sometimes I want to do multiple stuff. It really depends. But I like having the freedom to say, at least you guys will get 1 thing, and I'm not promising you guys like, you know, a couple videos a week, because you can really burn out fast that way. And it's very important for me, you know, making videos and stuff and, you know, being creative to make sure that it doesn't run out on me. So I really wanted to have that moment. But yeah, I'm really glad that I made that decision. I think that it's helping me a lot. And yeah, I'm just taking it week by week, seeing how I feel, but that's a big decision for me that I had to put for myself, because I did 2 videos a week since I think it was like September 2021 all the way throughout 2022. So like over a year of doing that, it's a lot, but I'm happy how that turned out, and that was a chapter, and now we're on to a new chapter. We're gonna see how things go, but that was definitely something important to me. So overall, that's gonna be it for my recap on 2022. Again, I know that this is ridiculously late. I've been busy, you know, running spaces and stuff like that, and just like life in general. So every time like I would get ready to sit down and record a video, pretty much it would always be for my main channel, because I at least want to get something out to you guys there. This channel's taken a huge backseat, I know, and I've already filmed 2 other videos today that will definitely be out before this one, and I still have to do another video, which is going to be like my recap, like finishing out last year and stuff like that, talking about December and January. I kind of wanted to do that video first, but I feel like I needed to do this video first, so probably going to be filming that in the next few days. And I really want to get back on top of this channel and uploading again once a month. I hate that I missed Black History Month. I really do hate that. I was just so busy that month with the Mariah deep dive. I just really did not have the time, and I hate that because I really wanted to upload at least once a month. But you know, I'm gonna try to make it up to you guys over time with, you know, more videos and getting back on this channel and stuff like that. And yeah, I want to make sure that I'm able to run both things at the same time, do the Twitter spaces. There's a way to manage everything. I got caught up for a minute, but this channel is important to me. I really like sharing my creative process and stuff like that. I know that this video is late again, but I'm happy to, you know, have it at this point. I really value this and sharing my creative process. It's so much fun, and that people care to hear me talk about it on here or whatever, because I know people in real life are like, you know, who cares, whatever. But I like sharing. I really do. So I hope that you guys enjoy this recap of my 2022. Again, thank you guys so much. All the support that you have given me, I cannot say how much that means to me, and I will stress that forever. So I really wanted to have that point. And you know, I'll talk a little bit more about, you know, 2023 in my next video, you know, some great things that have happened for me so far this year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys wanted to see my recap of 2021, I'll have in the cards right here so you guys can look at it. Please end this video and link down in the description. That's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a like down below. It helps me out a lot on YouTube algorithm. I very much appreciate it. You can subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Hit the bell, you get a notification to your phone when I post and not missing brand new videos come out. First link is going to be my main channel. I'm a lot more active on there. I make a ton of videos about music. I do album reactions, I do album reviews, I do a bunch of different kinds of things, so definitely check me out on there. I also have my Twitter, my Instagram, my Spotify, my TikTok if you guys would like to follow me. And that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.